Okay, so I'm recording this disclaimer after the entire video, so yeah, and I just felt I'm just here, so it's like, okay, might as well show it here so like you can't see anything. Anyway, there are gonna be some words that you can see that are the nicest, like they're not the worst, they're like not like the F bomb or something. But still, if you get triggered easily by like looking at a word, because trust me, I don't say them. I substitute them with my versions. But yeah, it's just a warning, because you always gotta have these warnings. Either way, if that makes you angry or you get triggered or something, like I don't know. Sorry, I'm like not good with words. Sorry, today is like not my word days, but I'm just uploading a video because I'm not uploading a video. I'm recording a video because I need to just edit. Either way, I'm sorry, I'm ranting. This is just a disclaimer. So yeah, if you get easily triggered by seeing words that might not be the nicest, then you might wanna there's only a few, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. Okay, it probably matters to some people. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm going into this without a script. Okay, if you don't like words that can be, if bad words not the worst, but okay, but not the best thing to say, if they easily trigger you, then forewarning. That's what I want to say. Okay, let's just yeah. So let's just get on with the video. Yeah, this was a fail because I don't have a script. This was a total fail. Hey guys, welcome back to the Tanners. So, because I apparently can't do anything, I'm starting to record a gaming video right now, so I hopefully have enough time to edit it on iMovie. But anyway, I'm playing this game called Maginary. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know if you can hear me say it, Maginary. But yeah, I don't know what it is. So, this will be fun, because I looked at it, I got up to here, and I'm like, wait a second, I should record this. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So, yeah, let's just get right into it. So, it starts off, and then, a few more things, and then it goes to here, because, obviously, it needs your microphone, so I'm a little okay with that, but I don't know what's gonna happen. So, Chapter 1, Welcome to Elmsford. For one of the main characters of this book, it all happened at the beginning of February. To be even more precise, it began at the very moment that she turned to the next page of the book, which she had downloaded earlier from the App Store. Even then, she suspected that the book would be unusual, and the next phrase she read conclusively confirmed her suspicions. Tanner was reading a book in which she was one of the main characters. From now on, we'll call her T for short. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but this will work. The story in the book moved along just like in real life, only forward. That meant that T couldn't return to the past, the previous page. Every page could only be read once. But of course, the book didn't expect T to take it at its word, which is why it suggested that she try to turn back to the previous page, just to make sure that there was absolutely nothing left of the old text. Actually, this looked like some kind of Oh, I see that the text is broken and words are different. There was continued shakes on the reminder, so something actually happened. Nothing had actually happened. I don't know what's going on. What I do know is that at the next moment, precipitation returned between the images appearing. They interrupt each other, so many cascades of commotion. When it said, to go back, I went back, tried to go back a page, but it just, But anyway, finally the flowing of images stopped. The emptiness began to fill both the reader's perception and the book page. From now on, these two entities were interlinked to the single whole, a canvas for the unfolding story. Ooh, finally began the story. Ooh, this is interesting. What's going on? The silence was pierced by a sleepy male voice. Where am I? T froze in confusion. She couldn't figure out what was happening and who was talking. She really did hear a voice, but it seemed to be coming from somewhere inside her mind. T heard the hollow steps, the booming clank of metal, and then the same voice exclaimed, "And what is this? Hey!" the man called out loudly, and his call took off the horizon, carried by an echo. Is there anyone? T didn't get a chance to hear the rest of the question. Her attention shifted to the sound of the image that she saw in her mind. She saw the night sky and the clouds sweeping by, and the pale moon that lit the perfectly round meadow inside the tall coniferous forest. The meadow was bordered by prickly juniper shrubs. I don't know any words, sorry guys. Creating a wall that wasn't too high but was very solid. This is a very interesting story, and I like the way the clouds look. I feel like if I continue to get distracted, though, something's just going to happen and I'm not going to know what's going on. Either way, right in the center of the meadow, whoa. I haven't played this, so I don't know what's going on. Right in the center of the meadow stood a man of 30 who was dressed rather inadequately for a walk in the forest. He was wearing boxers and a t-shirt with an image of a sleeping Batman. That's me. The only other thing that he was wearing were his glasses, and even through their lenses, T could clearly see the stranger's frightened brown eyes. Large drops of sweat trickled down his expansive forehead. I love that forehead. And, whoa! And fell onto the strange object he was holding in his hands, which looked like a medallion. The man's name was Michael Sterry, sorry. I always call people with the name Michelle. Just a few hours ago, he had fallen asleep at his home in the British town of Ishbush. But when he came to his senses, he was in the center of the meadow, clutching the medallion. Michael took a look at it, squinting as if trying to remember something. Wait, it's a prank, right? He yelled hopefully, peering into the surrounding thicket. You planted this trinket on me, and think that I'll believe that somebody's reading a story about me right now. His memory finally began to come back. Ooh. Whoa! Michael remembered about a week ago. He had come across a strange book called Maginary. Its main character was a Marine named Jeremy. If the story was to be believed, Jeremy had once also read this book, until he woke up in a parallel world that could only be escaped with the help of a medallion, just like the one that Michael was holding now. Michael smirked in disbelief and spoke up again to the unfriendly thicket. Okay, fine. Very funny. I bet it's all your idea, Lisa, as you were the only one who heard about this book from me. Ooh, am I Lisa? Ooh. With those words, he rushed into the prickly shrubs and disappeared. But literally a second later, he emerged from the opposite side of the meadow. What the H-E double hockey sticks? Ignore that word. T saw that Michael was no longer smirking. He was alarmed now. He rushed into the shrubs once again, but simply reemerged on the other side of the meadow. This went on for a while. Ooh, that's okay. I see the words at the bottom. This went on for a while. Michael would disappear into the juniper fence, only to emerge once again, scratched all over with dirt and dry twigs. The meadow, on the other hand, remained the same, save for the insects that were disturbed by Michael's forays in the thickets. What's going on? Do you guys see the things moving? Do they spell? Glowworms. It looks kind of like glowworms. It's being spelled out. Ooh. Okay, glowworms words are still here. Yeah, we love glowworms. Following several. I can't speak today. I'm so sorry. Following several unsuccessful attempts to escape the trap, Michael stopped and breathing heavily. I am dreaming. That's right, dreaming. He wanted to pinch himself, but the fresh scratches were proof enough that everything that was happening to him wasn't a dream, and that can only mean one thing. Michael's chin began to tremble. He raised the hand that was still clutching the medallion and looked at it in horror, as if it was a very expensive bill in a restaurant. Closing his eyes, Michael began to mutter in a tense voice. Tense. Oh. This is completely insane. But what if it's not? Let's imagine that somebody really is reading. And if I do this, he began to shake the medallion with all his strength. And at that moment, the book in T's hand trembled as well. Michael stopped and, anxiously peering into the surface of the medallion, said, I can't believe I'm saying this. But if anybody's actually reading about me and felt something just now, this medallion broadcasts what's happening with me straight into your head through that. Dang book. Sorry, I didn't think this was going to have bad words. I might have to... Well, they're not that bad. I'll just put a disclaimer in the beginning. They are connected in some strange way. So if you hear me, please give me a sign. Oh, I don't know, shake the book or something like that. Michael fell silent and closed his eyes. He was gripping the medallion so tightly that the knuckles of his fingers had turned white. Oh, I shook the book. Ooh, and before I could finish reading... Okay, well, okay, I might want to go back and read that. Okay, T shook the book, and the medallion in Michael's hands immediately began to vibrate. Having felt that, Michael began to slowly shake his head from side to side, as if refusing to believe that what was happening. Sorry, I just shook my iPad and it moved. So, again, if you want to go back and read that, you can. I'm probably going to do that. This cannot. He was distracted from this pursuit by a noise coming from the shrubs. Michael turned around, took a closer look, and suddenly discovered that somebody else was in the Jupiter thicket. A second later, a hand reached out from the shrubs, followed by a head and then the body of a very tall man. The man himself resembled a sticky, wrapped oak tree, from which hung shreds of bark, the dirty rags that used to be the stranger's clothes. He unintelligibly muttered something to himself, and now and then, the I can't speak today. Emitted sounds similar to the bellowing of a cow. What the? The man glanced over the meadow, and when his heavy gaze fell on Michael, he grumbled with displeasure. Where is it? His voice sounded like a recording on a chewed-up cassette tape, and Michael felt as if he was hearing it through a thick layer of cotton wool. To tell you the truth, I'm not sure I know what you mean, Michael stammered, petrified. The man blinked several times, took a silent step towards Michael, and the moonlight, having broken through the tree canopy, dimly lit it in a horrible scar on his face. But the scar was certainly not his most striking feature. In the darkness, Michael and T had failed to notice something else that was rather frightening. The man had completely black eyeballs. The rest of his facial features looked blurry, as if they were deliberately fading away, so that neither T nor Michael was able to get a good look at them. Michael felt his knees go weak, but amazed by his own bravery, tried to make conversation. Listen, maybe you can help me. I woke up here with this strange thing in my hand. Michael held out the medallion, but immediately regretted this move. After seeing the object glistening in the moonlight, the man seemed to go mad. He attacked Michael, and before he could get out of the way, snatched the medallion from his hands. That was followed immediately by a pop, similar to the one that had woken Michael up, and the man was tossed into the air while the medallion flew into the dense grass. Michael, who had spent his childhood fending off his older brothers, had already stuck out his fist, ready for the man's next attack, but this seemed unnecessary, as the man wasn't moving. I don't know what's going on, guys. Jeez, Michael breathed out. He tried to get his nerves under control. One thing was obvious. The cycle also needed... whoa. Do you guys see that at the bottom? Okay. Needed the medallion. Something told Michael that he shouldn't wait until this unfriendly stranger came to his senses. Michael got down on all fours and desperately began searching for the medallion. That proved difficult. The grass was dense, as you can see below, and it was impossible to see where the medallion had dropped. Michael was close to panic when it suddenly dawned on him, and he yelled, "Hey, you with the book, you can use it to influence this danged medallion. Do you hear? They're connected somehow. Make it shine. I know for certain that it can shine. How do I make it shine?" T turned the page, but nothing changed. Michael continued to crawl around the meadow, but his search was in vain. He would have had a much easier time if he time if the medallion lit up, and he really could make it shine after all. Michael had a good reason to claim that the medallion and the book were connected. The question is, how would he do this? How do I? After turning the page, T heard Michael's voices. He seemed to be addressing the dense grass instead of T herself. Well, come on, it reacts to your actions. Just think of how you can make the book shine brighter, and the medallion will light up too. Okay. Bright! T continued to turn the pages, and Michael crawled around looking for the medallion, all the time looking back to see if the stranger had come to his senses. It was obvious that his enthusiasm had diminished, and that all his hopes were now placed on T, who unfortunately had no idea what to do. It seemed absurd to her that the medallion could be illuminated or made brighter, as if it were a lamp on a mobile device screen. What up? Let me try. Time went by, but the medallion failed to light up. Michael was on the verge of despair. In her imagination, T saw that he had already stopped his search and even made another attempt to leave the meadow. But after walking through the shrubs, he once again ended up in the same place. It was then that T noted that her screen's brightness wasn't at full level. This got her thinking, yeah, that's what I thought. At last, he did her job, and the meadow was illuminated with the glow of the medallion. Michael immediately rushed to pick up, and T noticed that it wasn't the medallion itself that was glowing, but an engraving of sorts that looked like the capital letter T. T, said Michael pensively, and then added, speaking to the medallion, I don't know your full name, but thank you. Oh, I should have guessed who did that. I thought that's what I had to do, but I was like, sorry. But I was like, I don't know. Okay. He turned the medallion over and saw a different and more elaborate engraving. It resembled a map with a dot marked in the center. The map had a sign which clearly denoted the name of the territory. Anza. Below the map, he saw a bunch of numbers. 4953. I feel like I should be writing this stuff down. Okay. Hold up, guys. We're grabbing a notebook, and we're going to write this stuff down because I feel like I should. So that's what we're doing. Because, I always want to be cautious. You never know what you're going to need, you know? Ow, I thought of a paper cut. Okay, I don't know how long this is going to be. So, yeah, I'm just, kind of prolonging it, and I'm not cutting this because, hey, it's a game. I just cut myself, sorry, okay. But, hey, it's a game, and I don't want to cut it because, who knows, maybe some people want to play through this game. I don't know. I've never heard of Onzo. Or, I don't know what this is called anymore. I have to check it because I can't remember anything. I don't even know if you guys can hear me that well, which I'm talking really loud. I probably should have used my mic, but I didn't feel like doing that, so yeah, either way, I don't think I've ever heard of this game, so yeah, I mean, I think it's a really intriguing game, honestly, and I feel like some people might watch it. I don't know who would, but I feel like some people might. I don't know. If anyone who's watching this, which I know there's probably no one, if you have any suggestions, feel free. I'm trying to get this thing off my notebook and find a pencil. Okay. Oh, it's called Maginary, isn't it? Okay, we got this. Oof. Okay, now we gotta write stuff down because I don't trust myself in remembering stuff. And I feel as if this might be important, so we're gonna start. So we're gonna write down Onzo, so A-N-Z-O, and then 4953, right? Yeah. Ooh, do you guys hear that? Okay. Ooh. Studying them, Michael remembered when he read the book about Jeremy. The same numbers represented the hours and minutes. Oh my god, it's 49:51. This meant that if he wanted to return home, he only had so much time to get to the point marked on the map, and only T could help him with this. Having fully processed what happened, Michael shook his head in disbelief. This must be some sort of mistake. He spoke to the medallion as if it were living and it could give him an answer. I have no plans to survive and try to find my way around an unfamiliar area for 50 hours. Come on, take me home. I have a tortoise to feed. I'm pretty sure T has plenty of stuff to do, too. He stopped talking, hoping his words would work like a spell, but the medallion simply gave him an indifferent blink. Michael decided to put forward a different argument. Listen, unlike that guy Jeremy, I'm not some marine or something. I'm a man of arts, a screenwriter, a successful one, Michael lied. He worked as a movie critic in a local newspaper. On the other hand, he really did dream of becoming a screenwriter. I'm sorry, I'm picking out. Ooh, this is I feel like if I don't go fast enough, that time will actually go by down, faster. Okay. Sorry, I'm I cut myself, and I'm ooh. Okay. It had been close to 5 years that he'd been fussing over the only script he'd ever wrote, not daring to send it off to the Young Screenwriters competition. I'm just getting to the next level, the words had a grain of truth to them. On the evening prior to his disappearance, with a day left to the latest deadline for that competition, he went home determined to finally send the ill-fated script, come what may. Actually, he couldn't put it off any longer for a simple reason. He is already 29, and the competition was only open to those under 30. Only yesterday, Michael cut the sentence short because he had broken into a cold sweat. He hadn't sent the dang thing. He was so happy with finally making his decision that he decided to allow himself a little celebration with a bottle of red. After the first glass, he decided that since the deadline was still another day away, he could wait until the next morning to send it. Except that morning never came. The sudden discovery suddenly made him mad. Ooh, hey, the bottle of red's finally going up. Michael jumped up to his feet, flung the medallion to, I'm going to have to put a warning at the beginning of this, the ground, and tried to kick it, but missed and instead bruised his pinky toe after hitting a log that was sticking out of the grass. Ouch! He bellowed with pain, and T could have sworn that she also felt nagging pain in her right little toe. Michael once again snatched the medallion and began to pound it on the ground. Take me home, you butt face! I'm seriously gonna have to put a disclaimer in front of this video. So, yeah. Alas, his wrath and efforts were to no avail. The medallion had no plans to answer his pleas, and on top of that, Michael heard wheezing. He remembered the tall stranger who was starting to come round. Just the thoughts of once again hearing the stranger's scary, gurgling voice almost caused Michael to black out. He clutched his head, lost in thought, and then abruptly just addressed the medallion as if afraid of changing its mind. Okay, fine, you win. Just tell me why. Just tell me the way to get out of this dang meadow. As he was completing the sentence, Michael suddenly noticed M's initial was gone. And now the medallion's face showed a new image. The same image that appeared on the book passage. Southeast. Michael read the letters that went from the medallion's center to its edge as if they were a compass needle. Wait, exits to the southeast? Oh my god, I'm turning my iPad. How am I supposed to know where it is? The medallion in his hands blinked again, and the needle changed its direction, although the letters remained the same. It happened at the same time he turned the page, pointing the book at a 90-degree angle. Michael took several seconds to realize what that means. T, you have the compass, don't you? You can show me the direction using the book. That's what you did, right? Michael immediately tried to squeeze through the shrubs at the place that the arrow was pointing to, but he was soon back in the meadow. He turned the page with the book angled at 94, and the arrow on the medallion blinked again, directing Michael to the point in the juniper fence that could possibly provide him with a safe exit. Michael once again went through the shrubs in the designated location and once again came out at the opposite side of the meadow. T, can't you see where the arrow is pointing? Show me to the direction. Yeah, because T could see the picture now. All she had to do was figure out where actual southeast is. So, north, east, south. So, I think it's, over here. This time, when T turned the page, the book pointed at an angle of 322. Michael once again tried to follow the arrow, and after having failed once again, swore loudly. He immediately regretted that when he heard the stranger cough. It seemed like he had come around completely, and was now trying to get up. Come on, T, Michael hissed. Luckily for Michael, after reading the page, and T remembered that her smartphone had a compass at. Yes, I am. And I'm going to go grab my phone. Yes, I will. Oh my god, poor Michael. Ooh. Yes. Okay, my phone is here. We have a compass app. Ready? Do we have a compass app? Yes, we do. It's right here. Yeah, found it. No, it has to download. No. I don't want Michael to die. He's too precious. Sorry. Flippity flappity. I don't have the compass app. It's not loading. Yes. Reinstall compass. Please. I need compass. Compass. Ooh, this is like scary. Come on, load. I trust you, compass. We need to save Michael. Ooh, whoa. Okay. Oof, we got it. Okay. And we'll just, so southeast. Okay, ready? We're gonna try to. Okay, so it's at T turned the page once again. The book was pointing at an angle of 100. The stranger with the scar. Okay, he turned the page again. Once again, the book pointed at an angle of 100. The stranger with the scar and black eyes was already grunting and getting to his feet. And Michael, with the last ounce of his courage, rushed to the specific direction, but that attempt also failed. T could see Michael's hands trembling. Please, aim it in the right direction, Michael muttered into the medallion. His gaze fell on the image. Southeast, in the picture of the arrow that points to the southeast. Point the book there. Oh, dang it. Okay. T turned another page, pointing the book at 77, but Michael once again popped out from the shrubs, which meant that T had made another mistake. The stranger had already managed to stand up, was now moving towards Michael, tearing slightly as he walked. T faster. Michael no longer held himself back as he yelled at the top of his lungs. Stood southeast, 135 degrees faster. Ah, thank God. Okay. So, we're going to end this here. This was actually really interesting. So, yeah, actually this was really interesting. Maginary. This is so interesting. So, we just finished Chapter 1, Welcome to Anzo. And now we're on Chapter 2, Evacuation is underway. Whew, okay. So, we're going to pause here, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I do know that I did, which was like, whoa, what is this? This is so intriguing to me. So, yeah, I guess I just really gotta kind of basically edit this video. I'm not editing it, actually. Ooh, sorry. I'm not gonna edit it, actually. I'm just gonna let this be like a playthrough. So, Chapter 1, Maginary, finished. So, sorry, I'm like clapping so much. That was intriguing. Yeah, tell me if you guys want to see more, and Ooh, sorry. Yeah, I guess that's really it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Goodbye, friends. Woo! I actually really like this, and I'm really excited to play a second chapter.